Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Belle again. So today, we're going to talk about the election results and what they mean. The short version is that it was a Democratic landslide from coast to coast. In New York City, Mamdani won with about 50% of the vote, beating out the nearest candidate by about 9 points. In New Jersey, Mikey Sherrill won the governor's race, beating the Republican candidate by about 13 points. In Pennsylvania, in elections that were technically nonpartisan, 3 judges that were elected as Democrats got to stay on the bench for another 10-year term. That keeps the Pennsylvania Supreme Court majority liberal. They were all retained by about 20 points. In Virginia, Abigail Spanberger won the governor's race with about 57% of the vote, beating the Republican candidate by about 15 points. In the lieutenant governor's race, Ghazala Hashmi won with about 55% of the vote. Even in the attorney general's race, where the Democratic candidate was hit by controversy late in the campaign, Jay Jones still beat the Republican candidate by about 6 points. In the Texas House 18th District special election, no clear winner has emerged, which means it's going to runoffs. Both candidates in the runoff will be Democrats. The big ballot question is, of course, Prop 50 in California. It also passed in an absolute landslide, setting the stage for California to redistrict. In other words, Republicans lost every single major race, and normally they lost pretty big. Republicans in competitive districts are probably very, very worried right now. Most will say this is a rejection of Trumpism, which, that's a good read. But the Democrats also ran the correct candidates in the correct places. You aren't going to get much more different than Mamdani and Spanberger, but they both won their races easily. It's worth noting that both of the candidates did run mainly on economic messages. Hey, who would have guessed that the ex-CIA candidate would do well in a state where like half the CIA retires to, while running on an economic message during a government shutdown in a state with a bunch of government employees? Or that a young, energetic lefty would do well in New York when pushing lefty economic ideas. It's a combination of 2 political truisms. All politics is local, but it's the economy, stupid. Chuck Schumer came out immediately last night to declare the results a, quote, repudiation of the Trump agenda. Yes, it is. But Democrats can't just run on, we're better than Trump. So is Nixon. That doesn't mean anything. And we'll talk about all of this more and go over the reaction on tomorrow's episode on the 2nd channel. Trump, for his part, did the total Trumpian move. He posted to social media, quote, Trump wasn't on the ballot and shut down were the 2 reasons that Republicans lost elections tonight. Bell loves when he talks about himself in the 3rd person. Yeah, that's not what the exit polls said. Exit polls said Trump was wildly unpopular among voters, even more than the Republican Party as a whole, and that only Virginia had a majority that thought the economy was doing well. Trump's name wasn't on the ballot, but his policies and economy were. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.